So today I'm going to be showing you how to replace your rear brake caliper in an Acura Integra. This one's a 94.
Hey guys, I'm Jordan and you're watching Fixbook. After watching this video, your car problems stand about as much a chance as this laptop does against my hot Hyundai. Now, make sure you stay tuned so you can see what happened to the laptop at the end of this video. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below.
Okay guys, and for today's project, you'll need a ratchet with a 10, 12, and 14 millimeter socket, pair of pliers, combination wrench, and a 10 millimeter combination wrench, and you'll also need some new brake fluid and your new brake caliper as well. So with all that said, we'll go ahead and take a look. Also guys, you will need a second set of hands. You'll need somebody else to help you at the end of today's project. Okay guys, the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove your wheel and go ahead and lift up your car and get a jack stand under there. And there you can see where the jack is at and the jack stand is. Next we'll take a look at our rear brake caliper. Okay guys, now the first thing you'll want to do is we're going to get this shield out of our way, and it's got two 10 millimeter bolts, one sitting right here where you can see my combination wrench, and then we've got one sitting right down there at the end of my finger. You'll just stick your wrench fits right back on there and take that one off as well. So remove those two fasteners and get this guy off here. Okay, and the next thing you'll want to do is you want to remove your two 12 millimeter fasteners. Take a ratchet and your 12 millimeter socket, get on this guy right here and lefty loosen them. That's going to enable us to remove this caliper. Now, once you've got your two bolts out, you should be able to just pull this guy right off here and out of your way. Like so. Okay guys, the next thing you'll want to do, and do this step before you remove your caliper, but the next thing to do will be to come over here and remove the two bolts you see sitting right there. You can see I've got it on one, and there's one sitting right here as well. It's two 12 millimeter bolts, and that'll be removing this cable piece here out of our way. You can see that one and then that one there. So remove those two bolts so we can get that out of our way, and then we'll take a look at the next step. Okay guys, the next thing we want to do here is we've got to get this pin out, the pin sitting right here. And the way to do that is you'll have a little wire, and it may be kind of twirled and twisted up more than this, but all you have to do is grab a hold of it and pull, and it'll straighten out when you pull on it. Then we'll be able to grab a hold of our little pin and get that guy out of our way. Okay guys, and once you've done those two steps, what we'll be able to do now is we'll be able to pick up and pull our Ebrake cable up and out of our way, and we can kind of just set this guy off to the side. And now we're more ready to remove our caliper assembly. Okay guys, and the next thing you'll want to do from this point is, if you haven't already, make sure your bolts, your caliper bolts are in so this guy's nice and steady. Then you're going to take a 14 millimeter socket and ratchet and go ahead and break this nut loose, and this is the brake fluid cable, brake fluid hose that's coming here, and basically we just got to remove this guy, and then we'll be able to swap out our calipers. Also, make sure you have a drain pin. I actually don't, just don't tell the tree huggers. And now that you've got all that disconnected, now just remove your two caliper bolts and you'll just be able to pull your whole caliper assembly right off. I'll get the new one and show you what we're going to do to put the new one on. Okay, so here's our new caliper. There's an old one, and it comes with two of these little brass or copper little rings there, and you're going to want to make sure to replace the old ones, and I'll show you that when we get to that. And pretty much all you want to do is remove your little blockage piece there. That's where the fuel goes in, and then we'll go ahead and just set this piece up over there where the old one was, and we'll get to hooking this one up. Alright, so here's the next thing we're going to do. You've got a nut here, or a bolt, and basically you have to get this bolt out so you can change the two things here. You got one sitting right there, and you got one sitting right there, and that's the two copper little rings you got there that you're gonna sit on there. So I need to get this guy off, and I think it's gonna take me two hands. I don't know why, but I'll get this bolt out, and then I'll put the new copper O-ring thing there and there. So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. Okay guys, so now you can see I've got my new copper washer sitting right here on this end. I was unable to get the washer sitting, it was kind of squished into the bolt, so it should be just fine really sitting like that. So, but if you can't get them both off, replace them both, it's better to do it that way. It's a banjo bolt. The fluid runs through the bottom of the bolt and comes out the side. That's how this bolt works. So now we'll get our caliper sitting on there, we'll get our hose worked back in, and we'll see what's next. Now, what we're going to do here next is we're going to grab our new caliper. We're going to set it over here, make sure its brake pads are in there good. We're going to set it right here, just how the old one went in. Then we're going to come over here, we're going to grab our banjo bolt. We're going to go ahead and start this guy, and we're going to fasten them all the way down. there we go. We got them fasten them in there, and then again, just make sure your brake pads are looking good and set them right there like that. Now we'll look at getting our stuff hooked up. Okay guys, now do forgive me, the rest of today's video will have to be shot with my Galaxy S3 because I didn't come prepared with enough battery power. Alright, we'll continue now. Okay guys, the next thing you'll want to do here is make sure you got both your 12mm bolts fastened back in, and then we're going to want to make sure we get this cable hooked back up here for your e-brake assembly. And basically it's going to slip over this guy right here. We're going to slide that pin back down and get that the cotter pin looking thing, little piece of wire, and then twist that back up there to make sure the pin is in there securely. Then we'll fasten down our two 12mm bolts sitting right here. Okay guys, now just make sure you've got your two bolts tight there. Make sure you got your pin in there. Make sure you have your little wire looking cotter pin thing here stuck back in that pin. Make sure you have your two caliper bolts tightened up, and that's pretty much just about the job here. Also that 14mm bolt there as well. The next thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to bleed your brakes. Now I have a video specifically made for this. It's called, just do a YouTube search, Fixbook bleeding brakes. And basically what you do is you have your bleeder valve here, and you're going to want to continue wash, rinse, repeat that bleeding process until no air bubbles is coming out of this bleeder valve here. So that pretty much concludes today's video. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all my new videos, which publish Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will see you then.